Of our country, as patriots, we know that we must remember and teach our full history, even when it is painful, especially when it is painful. Today, there are those in our nation who would prefer to erase or even rewrite the ugly parts of our
impact on state budgets across the country. States have been able to address revenue shortfalls, meet essential expenditures, and even experience budget surpluses. States have been utilizing the funds in various ways to support their economic communities and boost their economies. Some states have invested in infrastructure projects like improving roads, bridges, and public transport. Additionally, states have allocated funds to support education, healthcare, small businesses, and initiatives aimed at mitigating the long-term effects of the crisis. And while budget surpluses present opportunities, they also come with challenges and considerations. It's essential and crucial for states to carefully manage these funds to ensure responsible and sustainable use. Strategic planning, fiscal discipline, and transparency are all essential to maximize the benefits and ensure the long-term economic resilience. Homeowners, business owners are one step closer to seeing relief on their property taxes after both the House and the Senate passed long-awaited property tax bills. That's on the way to the governor's desk. And the deal is worth $18 billion, and the money is coming from the state's $34 billion surplus. Even some Texas Democrats said they've been wanting to see these measures for years. The package includes benefits for both homeowners and businesses. But some lawmakers are worried it won't even have a significant impact on renters, who make up 40% of Texans. Under the bill, the state would send money to help districts through Texas to help lower tax rates. It also raised the homestead exemption from $40,000 to $100,000, as long as voters give the green light. Even the Houston Republican senator said, "We are giving people back the money, so we need people to say yes." Lawmakers have confirmed average homeowners will save nearly $1,400 a year and nearly $1,500 for seniors. Additionally, around 67,000 more small businesses will be exempt from franchise taxes. There's also a temporary tax on appraisal increases for non-homestead earners that are valued at $5 million lower. The bills don't, however, include any direct relief for renters. State lawmakers said they hope that landlords will pass their tax savings onto the tenants in a competitive market, but not everyone agrees with that thinking. Democrats also tried but ultimately failed to add teacher pay raises and more ultimately funding to tax these bills. Mayors for a Guaranteed Income, founded in 2020 in the city of Stockton, California, advocate for guaranteed income programs across the country. And by the end of 2022, there were already more than 100 mayors involved in the organization's work, and a few dozen had already launched pilot programs, with even more planning guaranteed income initiatives. The movement for guaranteed income is growing thanks to previous demands for financial safety nets during the crisis. And in February, Mayors for a Guaranteed Income launched Counties for Guaranteed Income.
Also, the Education Department has opened a civil rights investigation into legacy admissions at Harvard. Can you talk about what the administration's goal is here, and is the president at this point opposed to the use of legacy admissions?
So the president was very clear even when the affirmative action decision was decided by SCOTUS that he made clear that legacy admissions hold back our ability to build diverse.
To grow. It's now significantly above inflation, meaning workers are taking home more while spending less. That's the emblem of an economy that America needs. And of course, the IRA is also paving the way for millions of new, good-paying green jobs. The IRA produced a boom in the clean energy investment, with nearly 80 new clean energy manufacturing facilities announced across the country. So when you put it all together, the
cap if it came up again. Now, he wrote on a Twitter post, voting the cap was not about insulin, it was about Democrats ignoring budget rules. The Senate has already voted 50-50 on the vote, and Kamala Harris already passed it. Bernie Sanders already labeled the new legislation as the so-called Inflation Reduction Act and agreed with analysts in that it would have a minimal impact on reducing inflation. But Joe Manchin denied claims that it would raise taxes. Currently, friends, there are two Democratic representatives, and they may be hesitant to vote in favor of the bill. After expressing concern last year, Democrats currently have a 5-seat majority in the House of Representatives, meaning if all 4 Republicans vote against it, it would only take 5 Democrats opposing it to fail. The House of Representatives is slated to take up the Inflation Reduction Act later this week, where Democrats seek to pass it and send it to Joe Biden's desk. Now, here's more stimulus checks and more relief money coming to the low-income, Social Security, and also SDI and SI beneficiaries. Now, older New York homeowners would be in line for expanded tax relief in the state, under legislation that was just approved by the governor. The measure will allow local governments to increase the maximum allowable income eligibility for the property tax. Exemption to $50,000 for people who are 65 and older. The measure will increase the current limit as set at $29,000 a year for older New Yorkers who live outside of New York City. The new law is part of a legislative package meant to strengthen homeownership and affordability in the state. The governor approved a law that will strengthen benefits with a timeline designed to be more flexible for homeowners who are in need of making emergency repairs. Another measure approved by Hochul will extend the option for municipal governments to provide a property tax exemption for first-time home buyers who are purchasing newly constructed homes through 2028, and also extending a provision that was set to expire by the end of this year. Hochul also announced that more than $64 million in federal funding to help struggling New Yorkers with children with their expenses amid the ongoing crisis is going to come fast. The emergency fund will provide one-time payments to help with the cost of diapers for struggling families, cover food expenses for households with both children and older adults, and also provide housing assistance. The state is going to issue one-time payments to families enrolled in SNAP. Families will receive $140 per dependent. And also, President Biden's approval rating rose to its highest in 2 months in a newly released poll. Biden's approval rating rose to 40%. The increase is partially fueled by Democrats' approval and approving of Biden's job performance. The poll showed Biden's approval rating among Democrats rose 9 points from last month to 78%. Now, according to a poll, Biden's approval rating hit its lowest point in May at 36% and has remained below 50% since August 2021.
The from Texas is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I ask unanimous consent to enter into the following Joint Committee on Taxation analysis that shows that families earning $75,000 to $100,000 are 4 times more likely to have a tax hike under this bill than a tax cut.
Without objection.
Thank you. I'm proud to yield 1 minute to the gentleman from Tennessee, Mr. Kustoff.
The gentleman's recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you. I thank the ranking member. Madam Speaker, I rise today in strong opposition to what the Democrats call the Inflation Reduction Act, which is really the Inflation Expansion Act. Americans are grappling with an economy in recession and the highest inflation we've seen in 40 years. We're experiencing worker shortages, empty grocery shelves, and higher energy prices. Now congressional Democrats are doubling down on this out-of-control spending that led to this economic crisis. This package that we're voting on today will raise taxes on hard-working middle-class families. It'll authorize 87,000 new IRS agents to target individuals and small businesses.